Project Management for Small and Emerging NGOs by Zatwalangidi. Introduction. Experience of working with small and emerging NGOs in Tanzania has shown that 5 out of 10 development projects fail. This has made us to ask ourselves why. Is it difficult to manage development project? Answers to these questions are very varied, therefore this book tries to provide some answers to these questions. However, the author is cognizant of the fact that there are no cookie-cut answers to the challenges of managing development projects. The author also urges those wishing to undertake development projects to be mindful of the fact good intentions alone do not suffice, because project management is a professional discipline just like banking or accounting and is a skill that one has to learn. Further, the author would like from this onset to say that it is not easy in a book of this size to cover all techniques and skills needed for project management, but does give a summary of the key aspects that small and emerging NGOs can consider when implementing a development project. The book also gives a step-to-step guidance through all the stages of project planning and management, starting with project identification to post-project activities, VSO 1997. The book is organized into 9 distinct chapters as is outlined below. Chapter 1. Problem Identification. Research and experience from the field shows that in Tanzania 8 out of 10 projects fail because they attempt to solve the wrong problem. Therefore, this book provides NGOs with what is needed to be done in order to identify the core problems and their causes. The book also gives NGOs a framework of identifying key supporters of the project. Chapter 2. Mobilizing a group. It has been also noted that the more people involved in the project, the higher the chance of succeeding and obtaining assistance from local and external sources. This book in this regard guides NGOs on how to mobilize groups, starting with election of a committee, training members on the best ways of effectively performing their roles and duties. The book also guides NGOs on how to make all group and community members to take part in project/program planning, execution, and review. Chapter 3. Solution Identification and Planning. This chapter touches on the post-group organization actions which are agreeing on the problem, to be solved. The book gives a gist of training which should be given to members regarding problem solving. It also touches on ways of setting objectives for the project and how to collectively determine what the members want the project to achieve. This chapter further provides NGOs with the kind of considerations which must be taken regarding the issue of sustainability, and this is in terms of ensuring that the project is able to continue to provide a solution to the identified problem, as long as is required. The chapter also offers guidance on how to identify, plan and take actions which are required to achieve the objectives of a project or program. This chapter places emphasis on the fact that planning plays a key role in ensuring that a project is successfully managed. Chapter 4. Resource Identification and Estimating. The book also gives guidance on how to agree upon resources needed, preparing project/program plans, and what skills group members should have. How much will the project cost? And when will the funds be required and from whom? Chapter 5. Project Funding. The book also gives guidance on what decisions have to be made regarding financing of the project. These include but are not limited to: does the group have sufficient resources, or will it have to seek assistance from external/local sources or organizations? If yes, what kind of funding will it seek, a loan or grant? Who can provide the needed loan or grant? How does the group apply for a loan or grant? How can contact be made with the funding sources/agencies? Chapter 6. Basic Bookkeeping. Since most projects will require spending money and that in most cases the funds are gotten from external sources to the group, there is need to keep records for each transaction and keeping accounts, but since accounts by themselves are not sufficient proof of expenditure will have to be given with receipts, bills, and other proofs. The book also emphasizes the importance of all committee members to have some understanding about the bookkeeping concept because things might go wrong if it is only the treasurer who understands accounting. Further, since the group is likely to open a bank account, the book explains how this is done. Chapter 7. Project Supervision. As has been said earlier, project management is a specialized field, therefore the project group members will have to use management skills. In this regard, the book orients group members to the ways of using the project plans and budgets to determine whether the project is progressing as desired. The book is premised on the conventional understanding that good project managers do not allow things just to happen, they look forward and predict what might happen, and that they control events so as to achieve the desired objectives. The book also emphasizes that the success of the project depends on how members relate and work together, and this is called the team-building approach to project management. Chapter 8. Project Execution. This chapter provides NGOs with what should be done in project execution. Among the issues is purchasing the needed material and implementing the planned activities, and this should go hand in hand with arranging labor and organizing activities. The chapter also touches on what the group members need to know and do to effectively report on the project financially and narratively to the members, beneficiaries, local community, government, and donors, with an emphasis on giving details of the events and proof of expenditure. Chapter 9. Post-project activities. When the project has achieved its intended objective, the members can congratulate themselves, but there is still work to be done. This is in terms of dealing with some administrative matters which include closing project books, meaning that the final financial accounts have to be prepared and audited. Emphasis should be to see that all the money received by the group is accounted for. Click here for audio and visual version of this PDF.